Hi everyone, I'm Cinderay9. Welcome back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. As we head to the cliff. Hi, are you fellas on the lam too? You sure don't look like it. This here's Cliff. It's a place for the homeless and jobless and other dropouts. Now, I don't remember exactly which one of these houses I need to go into. This is where all them folks that don't fit in somewhere else comes to be. Like me! Got into trouble back home, and I took off for here. Nobody'd come after me here, I figured. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? So as you can see, Cliff is just where a whole bunch of people who don't have any other place to go to. What do you want, eh? Looking for someone? Geist, at the end of the village. So that's where we're going. And we'll just go ahead and head that way. Who's there? Guardian Gast. Gar? A progeny of the brood. Is that him? At God's command, we killed the brood. I want to know if that was a mistake. And he's the key to that mystery. Are you still talking that nonsense? If you doubt the word of God, you should just run away. Run away like I did. What were you thinking anyway? Bringing him here like this? You want to help him avenge the brood? He's only one little boy. What do you think he can do all alone? Dragon. One dragon can make a huge difference. I just want to know the truth. Especially if you're Ryu. Why did the brood have to die? Bah, you haven't changed, have you? Asking those stupid questions. Anyway, so... what does the high and mighty Gar want with me, eh? We need you to free Deus. So we can meet with God. We need Deus's help. Deus, huh? I suppose I'm the right one to talk to about that. Alright, I'll help you. But before I do, I want to have a little chat with our dragon friend here. Alone. I'm sure you've heard from Gar about how we Guardians fucked the brood. We killed countless brood. Something I feel really bad about now, but it's all over and done with. Unless you want to dig up all those skeletons of the past. That's what I thought. That's the way the brood always were. Even though they had such power, they didn't fight back. The world thinks that it was the brood that started the war. But they didn't. We hunted them down and killed them. Eventually, I couldn't take it any longer, so I ran away. Gar kept his faith in God and fought to the end, but I bet somewhere deep in his heart he had his doubts. So you see, it's not that I don't understand what he's feeling, but I was never as serious as he is. I don't care about God or the truth. It's too much trouble for me to bother with, you know? That's why I want you to think this over. Talk with Gar about it. Talk about it with Gar outside there. And if you're really serious, if you really want to do this, come back here alone, alright? Alright, get on out of here. What happened? Gas said that, eh? I think maybe he wants to test you. As long as I've known him, Geist doesn't do anything until he's convinced himself it's what has to be done. He probably wants to know how serious you are about this whole business, just how far you mean to take it. What do you think, Ryu? Your strength, the blood in your veins, your desire to know the truth. Truth about God. Is it enough to convince Geist? Is that important? No. I must know the truth. Then you have nothing to worry about. Once you've prepared yourself, you should go meet Geist. So now you can go outside, save, heal, do whatever. Well then, you made up your mind? I want the truth. I thought you'd say that. Had you figured as the serious type. Well then, shall we begin? Go over there. Stand between the two braziers. Right here? That's fine. Alright now. This may seem old-fashioned to you. That's the only thing I know how to do, okay? I need you to fight me, little dragon. Boss battle versus Geist. You also have these two torches you can target, as you can see. Okay, here's the trick with this fight. And there's something super important to do after the fight. But we'll get to that. He does a meh amount of damage, but Ryu's alone. So you have to think about how you want to go about this. There's really two ways. You can either A, you're gonna transform. That's the that's the deal. Don't bother with throwing shield and well, it'd be protect. You don't need to raise everybody's defense. Don't waste time with protect because he has a spell that gets rid of it. So, meh. He has a pretty powerful fire spell. So again, a few ways you can do this. You can either A, go into a flame dragon form and take nothing from that pretty powerful fire spell. Or you can go into frost form and do a ton of damage. But you'll be vulnerable to that fire spell. Remember, if Ryu gets knocked out in his dragon form, he just goes back to human form. It's not a game over. Don't worry about that. You choose what you would like to do. You can go into Force for additional attack power. You can go to Eldritch if you really want to cast some spells. Just whatever works for you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use Frost, Force, and Gross. Now, Gross is kind of expensive. I never went over what Gross did, but since I'm transforming now, I'll go over it. There's the attack, by the way. Warrior! What Gross does is gives you, I believe, it's 25 or 30%. There's the Frost Dragon look. Oh, by the way, the torches will cast Flare on Geist every turn, and give him, like, 200, 250 HP. Yeah! So there's that. As I was saying, Gross just boosts your stats. It's like a 25-30% boost across the board. Very, very nice. And a really good gene for that reason. Okay, what we're gonna do... I think Frost Breath can hit everything, but we're just gonna use Frost Claw. And you see Ryu got an EX turn, and that's because the torches are really slow. So what I like to do is I like to keep one around. Frost Claw. And you see you can do 400 damage. Oh wow, it doesn't heal for near as much as I thought. Thought it healed for a ton. Never mind. I like to keep one around. So Ryu could get an EX, because the torches are super slow. Gives you a chance. There's 30. Maybe it keeps going up. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Sometimes you can get an EX with the torches. No. Risky Blow. If it hits, it'll do a lot of damage. If it hits. Now, maybe I have to keep both torches to do the healing trick. Oh well. Just pound away with Frost Claw. Sanctuary. That's what erases. There you go. All auxiliary magic dispelled. So basically, all your support magic. Like Protect. Now, the key is to finish this fight before you run out of AP. Howling! Which is confused, which is bad. That's bad because it again, stalls for time. Well, there went the other... there went that. Regain sanity, that's exactly what I needed to see. One more Frost Claw. Not quite. Alright, now this gets difficult. Corona! There's the really powerful fire spell. As you can see, being weak to fire, as the Frost Dragon is, it'll do a ton of damage. It's powerful in its own right, honestly. Alright, Shadow Walk. There we go, that was enough. Phew. Be a powerful enemy. You get 1000 EXP and 500 Zenny. Now, if you run out of AP, you can use a Wisdom Fruit if you have one. Wisdom Fruits are kind of valuable. You can also just use vitamins to heal yourself and keep swinging. If you didn't get rid of the torches and you ran out of AP for your dragon form, you'll want to get rid of the torches, because Ryu doesn't do a lot of damage compared to the gas HP. And so he can heal through it pretty well. So... this is a dragon's true strength. You see, the seal that keeps Deus trapped couldn't be released as long as I was alive, so this was the only way. Don't feel bad. I died the day I became a guardian. Besides, during the war, I killed so many dragons. It seems only fair that I in turn have my life taken by the brood. I wonder, is this power what God feared? Geist? Or is the real power of the brood the ability to make allies out of enemies? It's too bad it had to be this way. I'd have liked to go with you. Gar, it's up to you now. Geist understood. With this, Deus should be free. Let's go. Let's go to meet God. Do not leave! This is, kind of easily missable because you're like, oh, well, that's it, and you leave. Do not leave. Before you leave, check the ashes. You get the Beast Spear. This is, in a lot of ways, Gar's best weapon. 150 power. You're reading that right. 15 weight, so it is really heavy. Drain life. Oh, sweet, so it drains enemies' life? No. So here's the catch. To all the power. Like I said, I believe this weapon is Gar's strongest weapon. What drain life means is that at the start or end, I can't remember if it's the start or end, but at one of those, every turn, Gar will lose 5% of his HP. Max HP? Sorry, I'm a little rusty on the details. I think 5% of his max HP. Not that it'll go, you know, go down permanently. And basically, Gar has 131 HP. So, 5% would be like 6 or 7. So every turn he's gonna lose 7 HP, like he got hit by an attack. It could add up in long battles, but honestly, you can heal through it, throw him a vitamin or whatever. You know, use your healing herbs outside of battle. And you've got almost double the attack power of what any weapon he should have right now in the game. So, don't miss the Beast Spear. I know I did the first time I went through the game. So, it's super powerful. Throw it on Gar, and like I said, just soak the 5% HP. It's... use, like, healing herbs outside of battle, for example, or... just heal through it, because Gar will do a ton of damage now. That's everything here. Just... if you leave and come back, I believe the ashes are gone. Because I don't think you can come back here. I think you can miss that. Yep, see? They're gone. So, you can miss that weapon forever. Make sure you use, not use, but... you know, act like you talk to the ashes. You know, inspect the ashes, because you will get that spear. Super powerful, really neat. You can just walk through the tidal caves now, by the way, which is really nice. And now we head back to Angel Tower. There's a little bit that happens here at this point. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make this a shorter episode. And next time we'll do the whole Angel Tower thing, meet Deus, and go from there. So we'll go ahead and rest. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. And like I said, make sure that you pick up that spear for Gar. If you're using Gar a lot, it really turns him into a powerhouse. And like I said, you won't find a weapon stronger than that. You'll find a weapon somewhat close to it near the end of the game. I think, if I'm remembering that right. With no drawback, obviously. But this, at this point in the game, to have a weapon that strong, like Ryu's Deadly Blade is 55 power. 150. Even with that getting hit for 5% of your HP every turn, that's not that big of a deal compared to the power you get out of the spear. And it's really heavy, so Gar's going last. But a lot of people build Gar to be a powerhouse anyway. Like I have him set with Bunyan. This just gives him a huge power boost. So there we go. With all of that, again, hope you enjoyed. Hope you had a lot of fun. I'm Cindray9. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.